The Mercedes E-Class has always been a very good choice as an executive car. You can have it with a petrol, diesel or plug-in hybrid engine. All of this is very good. There is competition though within the brand. Mercedes has this, the EQE. This is an electric E-Class. Which is better though, the Mercedes EQE or the Mercedes E-Class? Let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Cars and More. This is the #1 place to be for car news and reviews. Sit back, buckle up, let's go. So let's start off with the styling of the EQE. We have a sleek and modern look. We also have a smooth blanked off grille, and connected to this are some LED digital headlights. Below this we get a central air vent and some sporty side vents which actually aid aerodynamics. The bonnet is a clamshell bonnet and it cannot be opened. On the Mercedes E-Class we get a sportier design compared to the EQE. We get a sporty grille and some sporty LED digital headlights that are not connected to the grille. We also get a central air vent and some less sporty side vents, but they do also aid aerodynamics. We also have a sportier bonnet that does open. Comparing both of them, the Mercedes EQE is a relaxed aerodynamic saloon and the Mercedes E-Class is a sporty progressive saloon that looks like it's moving when it's actually standing still. Moving round to the side of the Mercedes EQE, we can see an aerodynamic silhouette. We get these flush door handles and hardly any creases. All of this is to aid aerodynamics. We also get different wing mirrors and the rear styling of the windows is also different. Looking at the side of the Mercedes E-Class, we get this traditional saloon style. It is not as aerodynamic as the EQE, and we also do get some creases along the side. The overall silhouette, in my opinion, is better than the EQE though. Moving around to the back of the EQE, and things start to get quite different compared to the E-Class. To start with, the EQE may be a saloon, but we don't have a boot as much as an E-Class. We also have thinner taillights that have a light bar connecting them. The boot also doesn't house the number plate as it is placed on the bumper with the EQE. This does make the rear look more modern, and I do prefer this over the normal E-Class. Looking at the back of the E-Class, we get some stylish taillights and they are connected with a chrome bar. We also get more traditional saloon rear end, and the bumper is also fairly stylish, but we do get some fake exhausts. Let's compare the battery and motor options of the EQE to the engine options of the E-Class. So for the Mercedes EQE there are 3 battery and motor options available. To start the range off, there is the EQE 300. This has a 239 brake horsepower motor and an 89 kWh battery pack. It is rear wheel drive and you can do about 397 miles on a single charge. Next up is the Mercedes EQE 350. This has a 286 motor and an 89 kWh battery pack. This is also rear wheel drive and can also do 397 miles on a single charge. The next battery and motor options are the Mercedes AMG EQE, but this is not what we're talking about today, so this will come in a separate video. The price of the Mercedes EQE starts at £74,345. For the Mercedes E-Class there is a range of petrol, diesel and plug-in hybrid engines. Let's start with the petrol engines. The first option is a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo unit which has 195 brake horsepower. Next up is a 3-litre straight 6 unit which has much more power at 365 brake horsepower. For the diesel engine range you can get a 2-litre 4-cylinder unit with either 198 brake horsepower or 298 brake horsepower. The top of the range 3-litre straight 6 unit can also come with 328 brake horsepower. For the plug-in hybrid options there are 2 of them. This is quite unusual within the plug-in hybrid market. There is a petrol unit with 318 brake horsepower. This can do about 35 miles on electric only, which isn't that bad. What is odd though is that there's also a diesel unit which has 304 brake horsepower. This can do about 30 to 35 miles on electric only range, which again is not that bad. The price of the Mercedes E-Class starts at £47,340. Getting inside the Mercedes EQE, it can be either a nice place to be or not a nice place to be. This is mainly down to whether you opt for the hyperscreen or not. You see, if you don't have the hyperscreen, you get this big slab on the dashboard, and for me it looks like the dashboard is unfinished. If you do go for the hyperscreen however, then the interior looks much better and much more futuristic than the E-Class. The MBUX software is very easy to use and it works very well and is very quick. The switchgear is also of high quality and the seats are very comfy and have loads of adjustment. We also have loads of storage spaces. Getting into the E-Class, and it is starting to feel slightly outdated. To start with, we have the old screen setup and the old dashboard and centre console design. We do get the new Mercedes steering wheel and MBUX system though, but the switchgear overall is starting to feel a bit old. To be honest though, I quite like the style of the E-Class interior better because it is older. You see, with the EQE you have to have the hyperscreen, which is more money, but also for me it is much more of a distraction. Also, the car feels too futuristic for me. You also don't get physical climate control buttons in the EQE. The E-Class does have an older design, but it makes you feel more cocooned and connected in the car. It feels like a proper car inside. Don't get me wrong, the EQE interior is very nice, but compared to the E-Class, nothing can beat it. Let's check the rear seats out of the EQE and E-Class. Getting into the back of the Mercedes EQE, and it's quite a nice place to be. The rear seats are supportive and there is plenty of legroom and headroom is just about manageable. You also get some premium materials in the back too, and your own climate control system and rear heated seats. Getting into the back of the E-Class, and whilst there is plenty of headroom and legroom, the seats are not as supportive as the EQE, and also the materials are just slightly down on the EQE. Also, not having a window behind your head like the EQE just makes it feel that bit more claustrophobic in the back. Let's check the boots out of the Mercedes E-Class and the EQE. The boot size of the Mercedes EQE with the seats up is 430 litres and with the seats down it is 895 litres. Whilst this is big enough for most people, it is nowhere near as good as the class-leading Mercedes E-Class. The Mercedes E-Class boot size with the seats up is 540 litres. With the plug-in hybrid model though, this does drop to 400 litres, which is not that great. So, in summary then, what car is better? Well, for me, I'm going to have to say that the Mercedes EQE is better than the E-Class. The reason why I have chosen this is because it has more modern style and the interior is better quality as a whole than the E-Class. Yes, the E-Class does have a bit of silhouette on the outside than the EQE, and the boot size is much bigger than the EQE, but it is starting to show its age in some areas. Will this change though when the new E-Class comes out in the future? If you want me to compare the new E-Class and the EQE, then comment down below. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.